Good evening. No, no, that's fine. Yes. Oh, you can't hear? Wait. You guys can't unmute. Okay, got it. Wait.
Good evening, sir.
You can, right? Yeah, okay.
Good
Good
evening,
evening,
sir.
sir.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening.
Good
Good evening,
evening.
sir.
Paper chana
Good
ಮಾಡಿದ.
evening, sir.
Yes. Hi. He was doing like this. I thought he didn't do the paper well. All right. So, irrespective of how you have done the paper, we'll just discuss, right? So, this is a learning process. No, this is not to evaluate how your preparation is. Very point one. First point is that don't judge your preparation based on this paper, right? You can, ask your seniors what they score here and what they score in the examination will be completely different. So, don't judge your preparation based on this. It's just a learning experience for everyone. Okay. With that attitude only you have to go. Otherwise, you will get dejected or sad. You, I lost here and all that. Don't do that. More mistakes you've done, you be happy. Those mistakes you will not be doing the examination. Alva. Whatever mistakes you've done now means you will be learning it so that you won't do the same mistakes in your examination. So don't be bothered about the marks you get. Only try to learn how to read the question paper. First point, most important is the first 15 minutes. How well you utilize the 15 minutes to read the entire question paper and choose the best questions which is most suitable for you based on your preparation, and how will you time your paper and write. Correct. This is the main thing that you have to learn a step. Okay, for the benefit of the YouTube viewers, I'll just glance through the question paper once. Okay. Yes. Right, so this was the question paper. Always read from the first word till the last word. Mock test, that is cost and management accounting 3. Okay, 7th March, and it's from 1:45 to 5 p.m. wherein you can start writing only at 2. First 15 minutes will be, yes,
Reading time.
reading time. All right. So answers are to be given only in English, except in the case of those candidates who opted for Hindi medium. All right. Question number 1 is compulsory. Attempt any 4 questions from the remaining 5 questions. Working note should form part of the answer. The most important, working note should always form part of your answer. First question, you had 4 into 5 marks, 20 marks. All right. There, where the first question is related to joint products. Okay, that is your contribution margin method and physical quantity method. After that, you have to find out the determine the profit or loss. I have already solved this problem in the class for you guys if you don't remember. Z Limited manufactures pistons used in car engines, right? So again, this is relating to your batch costing, right? Same thing. Instead of that EOQ formula, you'll be using the batch costing formula, wherein 2AS you'll be using instead of B, that is buying cost, you'll use the setup cost. That formula you will use. Okay. Next one you have here CIP, cost indifference point. This also I've done in the class, right? So you have one semi-automatic and then fully automatic. You're supposed to choose which is the what is the CIP and then find out the break-even point. Interpret your results. For this, you need to know the concept. Next, from the following particulars, compute notional profit and estimated profit on a contract. So this is based on contract costing, wherein they've given the information. Based on this, you're supposed to find out what is notional and estimated profit. Okay. Question number 2 is, so question number 1 is compulsory. And earlier, we used to say question number 1 bad answer, but nowadays, what we have seen is reasonably easy. If you saw first four questions is very easy. 5 marks, you can easily score 20 on 20. Question number 2. So if you're confident, that could be the first question you attempt also. What first question you attempt, no matter what you choose, should be your best, because you're creating first impression on the valuator. Okay. First question, no matter which subject you're writing, first question, make sure it is the best one you choose. Based on your preparation and based on and easy. Some of the things will be complicated. Okay. Illy, what will happen, I'll tell you. See, 1 or 2 questions may be very complicated, right? You would have earlier solved it. So you are very confident you will do it. But my suggestion is still you don't attempt that first, because it's still a complicated problem only. If there's a very complicated problem, you have solved it before and you're very confident and you want to impress the evaluator and the madak hogi, then that complicated problem somewhere you get stuck. So don't do that. Right? As at the end of the day, it's a C examination. First question, let it be relatively easy and best scoring, best presentation. From that perspective, you choose the first question that you will attempt. Okay. I'm not telling it has to be question number 1. It can be question 6 also, or could be any other question based on your preparation. Okay. But question number 1 also can be chosen. That is because we are seeing that nowadays it is easy. Next question is based on process costing, wherein production record, cost records, and cost during the month information is given. So if you see, they have given 4 sub questions: equivalent production, and then statement showing cost for each element, apportionment of cost, and then process A account they have told you to prepare. Okay. Next one is your overheads, production departments, and service department question is there. Again, fairly simple, but it will be little bit lengthy when compared to the other questions, right? But easy agide. Next. The following is finance. So cost bookkeeping, this is wherein you have to prepare costing P&L account, financial accounts, and then reconciliation statement. 3 statements will come here, right? After that, you've got your service costing related, factory units, overhead related. You've got luxury, herbal, and beauty. Little bit different kind of problem it is. If you have not solved a similar kind of problem before, little difficult to attempt in the examination. Okay. So you see, normally this such kind of small questions, okay, will be tricky. You should know how to attempt. Right. So it's a small question and ask for 10 marks, and there is some trick will be there. Be careful. Okay. That means if you have solved it before, it will be easy. Otherwise, you'll have to think a little. The brain scratcher tara. Okay. Next, question 4. Hotel is being run. So again, this is a service costing related, right? Very simple. This again is lifted from the study material itself, right? You have your room days calculation will be there. Lighting charges adjustment is there, if you guys remember. Okay. Lighting charges adjustment, and then you have to prepare the statement. That question. This one again, another important different kind of question. So ABC Limited has its factory. So you have to here, the key is to crack this normal wage, right? So this can come for 5 marks also in the examination. Don't be surprised. Okay, in this they have given 10, but it can come for 5 also because it's not that lengthy of a question. So this question can be easily chosen because it's very short. If you know how to, if you know the answer for the second. Similarly, even this, right? If you know how to solve this, if you have cracked how to solve luxury, herbal, and beauty, then it is very small. So that means that also can be chosen. But the difference, the point to remember is whether you know how to solve that question. That is important. Okay, that is question 4. We are done. Right. Next, that is question 4B is employee cost related. HALSA plan, ROAN plan, all that. Okay. Question 5. Here also, they've given you the data for machine department, assembly part, and all. So this is ABC costing, right? So I've told you generally ABC is little lengthy. So you have to read the question carefully. Some anganta, not all ABC are lengthy, generally lengthy, but some of them small questions also are there, which I have solved in the class. Okay. So ABC, that is ABC. Absorption costing you have to prepare, ABC you have to prepare, right? So to both the things you have to prepare. So in ABC, you know those 3 steps: cost driver rate, and then finding out the cost of each activity, and then preparing the ABC cost statement. So that is the stepwise procedure. Here you've got purchase price, labor rate, and opening stock and closing stock. This is again budgetary control, wherein again is a very simple. Okay, not much. It's a very short problem if you know how to approach. Right. First one you should find out. Crack this, then you can solve the entire thing. First sub question is the key. Answer any 4 of the following. So 5 are given, any 4 you're supposed to answer. Again, very simple. You see every time cost control, cost reduction will be there, and you journalize the following entries: zero based budgeting, then cost units, and then activity based budgeting. They've given the question. Okay. All right. So now, having seen this, right? So now we'll go through the answers, right? I'll be telling you how to evaluate everything. And in the end, we'll see which question we could have chosen to write, which question we could have probably written in the end, right? Because my expectation is your preparation should be so good that you can write all 120 marks. So here, question is not about skipping. Question is about attempting in the end. Artha? Yes? All right. Yes. So the first question is, that is total joint cost. So first you have to find out the total joint cost. Okay. For that, yes, find out what is the total joint cost, and then apportionment of joint costs based on physical quantity, contribution margin, and then find out what is the profit or loss. Okay, now for finding out the total joint cost, you can give about half a mark. Okay, finding out total joint cost, half a mark you can give. That's all. Nothing much is there. Okay, next, apportionment of joint cost based on physical quantity. For physical quantity, you can give 1 mark. Right? So I'll repeat the answer first. First one is total joint cost 1,67,200. Ad bandidre half mark you can give. Next, apportionment of joint cost based on physical quantity. If you've got 76,000 and 91,200, you can give half of mark. That is one mark in total. Okay, 1 mark in total. So far 1.5 marks done. Next, based on contribution margin, right? If you are able to apportion this, right? Total apportion cost. Here, main thing is this fixed cost. If you've got this, adjustment correct, for that you give half a mark, right? Fixed cost is the most important thing. For that you give additional half mark, and then 1 mark for the final answer. Okay, so 64,000 here and 0 here, along with the explanation. Somewhere it will be written. Okay, along with this explanation, right? That also should be given. For that explanation, you give half a mark, and then final answer 110,909 and 56,291 for that 1 mark. Okay, now next, profit or loss, right? For that again, sorry, contribution margin I told you 1.5. So half mark, then 1 mark and 1.5. For profit or loss, 1 mark each. So total 2 marks. Okay, 1 mark for this. Based on physical quantity, you give 1 mark. 44,000 and 43,200 loss, and then 9091 and 8291 loss. If you've got first one right, you give 1 mark. Second one also right, you give 1 mark. Total 5 marks. Okay. Yes. Next, EBQ, economic batch quantity. If you've got the formula and the answer right, you give 2 marks. Okay. Formula bardila andre definitely will not get 1 mark. I'll deduct if you have not written the formula, that is along with the notations. Here also they have written what is D, what is S, everything you have to write. Okay, along with the notations you need to write. Along with the notation, everything. If you've got the final answer, economic batch quantity as 22,716, you give 2 marks. Okay, next, here total cost A. For total cost of A, 6,87,000, 1 mark. For this, 1 mark, and 4260, 1 mark. 1 mark each you give. 3 plus 2, 5 marks. 6,87,000, 682, 740, 4260. Right? If you are able, if you want me to show any answer again, you please let me know. Okay. All right. Next one, cost indifference point. Right? Here also formula is most important. This differential fixed cost by differential variable cost, you must have written it. Okay. And if you've got the cost indifference point answer correct, give 1.5 marks, 40,000. 1.5 for this. Okay. If you've got the interpretation correct, interpretation is what? Very simple. If it is below the indifference point, then you will opt for lower fixed cost and higher variable cost, and vice versa. If it is above indifference point, higher fixed cost and lower variable cost. This interpretation, if you have got, along with this alternative to be chosen, if all of this is right, you give 1.5 marks. Yes. So 1.5 for this, 1.5, 3 marks over. Then break-even point, there 1 mark each, 2 marks. Break-even point, 1 mark each, 2 marks. 10,000 and 20,000. Got it? Yes. Next, D, contract costing. Notional profit, if you got right, 1,19,800, you give 2 marks. Give 2 marks for this. If you've got the estimated profit correct, you give 3 marks. 1,22,000. Okay. 1,19,800, and if you've got the estimated profit correct, give 2 marks. Sorry, 3 marks. 2 and 3. 5 marks done. Question 1 we are done with. Okay. Next, question 2. Statement of equivalent production. For that you give 2 marks. If the answer is correct, where you've got the final answer is important, right? So you've got material 40,000, labor 32,000, and overheads 32,000. If it is right, you give 2 marks. Okay. Next, statement showing cost for each element. Then also, if you got the final answer, 158 for material, 100 for labor, 100 for overhead, and total 358. If you got this right, you give 2 marks. Okay. Next, statement of apportionment of cost. Right? There, if you've got the first one right, 1,24,000, you give 1 mark. 1 mark for this. Second one, if you've got this value of closing WIP, if you've got 26,96,000, for that you give 2 marks. 1 mark and 2 mark. Okay. Are you guys there? Understanding or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Next, process A account. Process A account. If you've got this process A, wherein all the things, right? You should get WIP, then 32, 8,000, 32, 40,000, completed units 28, closing WIP 12, 40,000, and the total of this 1 crore 27 lakh 20,000, closing WIP 2696, 1 lakh 24, we've already done, and all of this. If you've got everything right for process A account, you give 3 marks. Process A account, you give 3 marks. Okay. Next, overheads, right? Primary distribution. So final answer should be correct. Okay. Obviously everything should be there. Okay. If any mistake is there, you will be deducting marks, right? You will not give full marks. So if your final answer is right, along with all these bases and the ratios, right? Then only you will give full marks of what I'm telling, right? That is, for this table, it is 5 marks, wherein 1 mark for each X, Y, Z, A, B. Okay. That is 9,56,000. 11 lakh 72, 15 lakh 78, 6 lakh 29, 3 lakh 61. Artha aita? So you've got all of this correct along with the basis. You can check the basis also. Everything is right. Then you give 1 mark each, total 5. Illa andre, depending on the mistakes, level of mistakes you've done, you have to deduct 1 mark or 2 mark or 3 mark as the case will be. Artha aita? Yes, everything is right. You give 5 marks for this table. Next, redistribution of overheads between service department A and B. Right? For this, give 2 marks. If you have got A 678,673 and B 496,735, it bandidre, you give 2 marks. 1 mark each. Okay. Redistribution. Then second distribution of overheads. For each 1 mark, that is 3 marks. 1283,786, 1574,296, 1837, 918. Okay. X is 1283,786, Y is 1574,296, Z is 1837, 918. For this 1 mark each. Okay.
Sir, 1 rupee variance is fine, right?
1 rupee andre rounding off.
Yes, sir.
Fine illa actually. So you can't give perfect marks then. You can deduct marks. Where is it? It depends on what is the
in the equation, sir.
which one?
Equation.
Equation.
In the equation, I have got 496,735 and 678,674.
674.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you give but full marks, 10 marks, be careful. 10 marks, I'm not sure you'll get full marks, Pradyumna. Okay.
9.5.
Perfect. 9 kodo. 9 parag, 9 is very good score. Okay. Yes. See, because I'm not, otherwise they'll be lenient, but if it is full marks means, yakandre even round off 0.5 is the next number you have to do, and if it is less than that, it will come below number. So you costing only 1 rupee also should not go wrong. Right, it has to
Yes,
be.
okay.
Sir, in the question they've given round off to nearest rupee.
That even otherwise you have to round off to nearest rupee. Right. So you see, somewhere you would have gone wrong. Okay. Yes, 1283,786, 1574,926, and then 1837,918. Aita. Next, question number 3. Right. So illi costing P&L account, right? If you've got this net profit, right, that is 5,21,354, you give 3 marks along with the, right? In that 3 mark, 1 mark is included for this also. You should have shown how I've got this 52,000, right? Don't just directly write. A computation ತೋರಿಸಿರ್ಬೇಕು. If everything you've got right, then 5,21,354 you give 3 marks. Financial net profit of costing P&L account ido. Costing profit and loss though, net profit should be 5,21,354. Okay, you can check the answer if you've gone wrong anywhere. Okay. Next, financial profit and loss account, which is very simple. If you've got that profit right, then you give 2 marks, 7,08,000. Right? So idike I told 3 marks, for this 2 marks. Done. Okay. Next, reconciliation statement, which is the most important in this. That is, you will give 5 marks. Okay, 5 marks for this, wherein you can give, right, 5 marks you have to give if your answer reconciliation is perfect. There, most important here, add the 1,59,200 and less to the 3,45,846. For that, you give half of. So half of the marks will be allotted for add and half the marks will be allotted for minus. Okay. In the end, reconciliation should be right. Otherwise, you'll hardly get any marks, right? Because if it doesn't reconcile, then it's not like accounts where balance sheet doesn't tally. Angagodilla. Costing only, most of the weightage will be for the final answer. It's not like accounts, right? Working notes you will have, but in accounts it's be like working notes are right also, you can score 90%, even if the final answer is not right. Here you can't. Here 50% or most of the weightage is given to your final answer. Working notes give maybe 50%. The balance will be on the final answer. Okay. Yes, everyone has seen the answer. Yes. What is to be added? What is to be deducted? Okay. Next. This, like I said, if you have not doing it for the first time, little bit you have to think how to solve. Okay. So here what we have to do is, right, yes. So here what they've given, luxury, herbal and beauty, they've given actual production units is given. This is normally how it is. However, if only one of the thing is produced, that means only one brand concentration is there, then 5,000, 15,000 and 30,000, which means you have to equate these. That is why it is given, right? Equivalent units you have to find out between luxury, herbal and beauty, right? So Adana, if you crack, then you'll get to know, right? That's what they've written. If single brand production was in operation, then 1 unit of luxury is 3 units of herbal, 6 units of beauty. So the ratio is 1:3:6. Our ratio dalli, you find out equivalent units for 6750, 14,000 and 77,500. This thing you use equivalent units now, right? So that you can find out the overhead rate. Overhead rate blanket overhead rate, no? Yes, what I told. Normally one product is there. So now you have to do equivalent units. So that is why blanket overhead rate, that concept you need to know. Why denominator has to be same. So you find out equivalent overhead rate, equivalent units of this thing, the highest this thing we do, that is a beauty soap brand, right? So everything you convert it into that and you divide, you get 0.5. So then you multiply into the respective ratio of 6, 3 and 1, you will get the overhead rate for luxury, herbal and beauty. Arthaita? That's it. So if you've got this right, then that is question number factory overhead rate, right? So 5 marks for this first one. This entire thing is 5 marks. Adrali, most important, if you've got this ratio and the logic right, for that itself, you give around 2 marks. Okay. Illi final answer ge weightage irutte. 1.3 is 3, 1.5 and 5. Where you will either get all right or all wrong. That is the case here, right? You either get all right or all wrong. You cannot be half of right. Yeah. So 5 marks for all this, right? Otherly, most important, if you have not given this logic, you deduct up to 1.5 to 2 marks. Because there you need to give that equivalent unit. Just if you've done formulas, I will not give. You need to write and explain. If you've written and explained, then only 5 whole marks. Otherwise, you deduct up to around 1.5 to 2 marks you have to deduct. Okay. So that is 5 marks for you. Next one is simple. That is statement of cost. right? Statement of cost, wherein 1 mark you give for each, right? That is herbal, luxury, beauty, and total. For the total column, you give 1 mark for this entire statement. Okay, each column 1 mark, right? So wherein prime cost is 27,500, 65,750, 3,55,000, 448,250, and cost of sales is there. Profit is the balancing figure. Sales they have given 168,750, 210, 6,20, 9,98,750. Okay. Profit is the balancing figure. Ella bandide 1 mark each. Everything is perfect, then additional mark 5 marks. Okay, if everything is perfect, only then 5 marks. Got it? You can compare your answers quick. Okay, done. I'll move on to the next one. Okay, question number 4. Right? This again is simple. It's from your study material. Right? So service costing, room days working note. If you've got this right, you give 2 marks. 28,800, 28,800, 14,400, 7,200, 36,000 full room days, and 43,200 room days. If you've got this right, you give 2 marks. Okay. Next, lighting charges. Right? Again, you need to give a little bit explanation as to what it is and all that. And if you've got the answer right, 1,05,600, 17,600, 9,600, 1,32,800 is the total. If you've got this right, you give 3 marks, 1 for each. 1,05,600, 17,600, 9,600. Total also should be correct. Just because I said 1 for each doesn't mean idike and weightage illa. Total also should be correct. Only everything is perfect, 3 marks. Otherwise, marks will deduct. You deduct 1 or 2 marks depending on whatever the mistake is. Yes. Okay.
Instead of giving the whole explanation, I made a timeline and I wrote everything in that. Is it?
As long as you have explained whatever is given here in whichever form, I don't mind, but you should have explained it simple. Okay. That is what you could have also done a chart. I had done a chart in the exam, if you know, remember.
Yes.
Working on
Yes.
chart. If you've done that chart also, I will give marks. Okay. You should have explained it simple. Okay. Because how have you got this anta on the explanation if you have given better? Next, statement of total cost. For that, again, total everything will be 5 marks. Allige staff salary 8 lakh, then 3 lakh, 1 lakh 40, 2 lakh 50, depreciation on building 12 lakh. All these bold figures, no, that has to be correct. More weightage for that because computation is involved. Others are all just copy paste. Arthak idea. Wherever computation is involved, you give more weightage for that. Okay. Yes. So 12 lakh correct idea. 9 lakh should be right. 6 lakh 48. Then this 45 lakh 71,000. Then 11 lakh 42 750 also should be correct, and 57 lakh 13 750. So for this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Each of them we give 1 mark. All of it should be correct. 45 lakh 71,000 should be correct. 53 lakh 13 750 should be correct. Everything. Idike half of you give, actually half of mark you give. If everything is correct, then you give the balance. So I repeat, 12 lakh ke half kodi, 9 lakh half kodi, 6 lakh 48 half. Okay. If this is total is correct, you give 1 mark for this. If total is correct, you give 1 mark for this. Okay. So 2 plus 1.5, 3.5. 0.5 you give for this 11 lakh 42 750. And then remaining everything else. Okay.
Sir, I have calculated cost per room day and then I have added profit.
You've calculated cost per room day. Okay, what is the question? Ask us to compute. Let us see that. But better, you should have computed in total. No, you have a total statement you have not done.
I have done, sir. I have done till total cost and then divided it with equivalent room days.
Okay, here you have done total cost. You have done. Then you have found out
Yes,
what
sir.
is the room rent. Correct? Is your this thing matching 155.78? What is this calculation of room rent per day? Is that matching? This is important, right? This is most important. 79.36 and 155.8.72. All of you, it is not just this final answer. This also should match, right? Idike give okay. Do one thing. You give 3 marks for this table and 2 marks for this. 3 marks for this
The
table.
decimals are changed.
Decimals are changed. Why?
Yes, sir. By
57?
0.3.
That has happened because you've rounded off. Right. So your answer is wrong. You should have gone on total. Always remember, divide at the last step possible, Rutvik. You divide earlier, your rounding off error increases, correct? That's a
Yes, sir.
fundamental thing. Okay, that is always remember, divide the last step possible always. Right? So you will not get full marks there. Okay, you deduct about 1 mark for the rounding of errors. Yes. So others 3 marks for the main table, 2 marks for this final answer, 158.72 and 79.36. I hope I'm clear.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes.
what if we give the note regarding the rounding off?
You're supposed to round off to the nearest, 2 decimal places or whatever is given in the question. 4 is suggested. Okay, 4 is always safer if it's nothing given in the question. Otherwise, minimum is 2 decimal places.
Okay, sir.
Right. So they have anyway gone by minimum. If you had gone by 4 also, I don't mind. I will not deduct marks. If they have given specifically in the question to round off to 2 decimal places, then you have supposed to. They have given here, consider as part illa, enu illa, alva? No, I don't think they've given. If they've given, then you're supposed to follow it. Otherwise, suggested go always 4. 4 is safer. But minimum 2 madlebeku. 2 you have to do, and they have anyway gone by 2. So you cannot be wrong. You have to match. If you've gone 4 decimal places and then not matching, then it is fine. If it is not specifically given in the question to which near decimal place it should be rounded off to. Artha.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, come to the next question, right? All right. So here, if the labor cost, like I said, this normally might come in your examination for 5 marks. Don't be surprised, but anyway, it is given for 10 marks, so enjoy. Okay. So here, if you've got the labor cost correct, right? If you've got the labor cost correct, you give 3 marks for that. Sorry, 1 nimsha. Correct. If the labor cost is correct, you give 1.5, 1.5. Okay. Next, finding of normal wage rate. There are 2 ways possible, right? One is using the Rowan plan, this thing formula. Other one or Halsey plan. One of the things you have to use. Okay. Anyone, if you have used and done, you will still get the same answer. That is R. You have to get 120. Or andre. Sorry, ಎರಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I'll show you. Total labor cost, that is wages for hours work plus bonus as per Rowan plan. You should have got the formula. You guys know the formula, I hope. Yes. As per Rowan plan, whatever the formula you should have done. Okay. It's time taken into time rate plus time saved by time allowed into time taken into time rate, right? So that formula you should have written. Then using that formula, Rowan plan, normal wage you should have got 4320. Okay. Next, Halsey plan though. What you do? Wages for hours worked, you got 4725. Bonus as per Halsey plan, you multiply 50% of time saved into time rate. There, if you've got, then R is the you have to find out R. R is 120 here. Normal wage rate, so you'll get 4050 here. Okay, now, right? So if you've got this right, that is the normal wage rate. There, 2 marks. Okay. So go with the question. Next question. Normal wage and to compare the respective conversion costs. Okay. Normal wage under both you should have found out, right? That is for under Rowan plan for Noida and Halsey plan for this, right? So you've got both of them right. Then I told you how much? 2 marks. Okay, 4 marks. So 3 marks for labor cost, 4 marks for this. Last one, 3 marks for the comparison of conversion costs. That is 1.5, 1.5. 1.5 and 1.5. 60845569. Okay. Yes, Harshita.
Sir, do we have to find R from both methods? Just one method is enough, no? So later we can just substitute it and find out normal wages.
1 second. Let me just see the question. Then I'll correctly answer. So illivaga. Where is it?
After that.
Here, right? So ABC has its factory at 2 locations, Noida and this thing. Rowan plan is used at Noida factory and Halsey plan at this thing. Standard time and basic rate of wages are same for a job which is similar and is carried out on similar. If it is they've given it is similar, so you can go ahead.
Okay.
That I will just if they've not given any hint, then you don't presume. Okay, Harshita.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So here they have given it is similar, so then you can go with that. Okay. Next. Comparison of conversion cost, all done, right? So that is also done. Next question 5. Question 5. Here, absorption costing, though, working note number 1. Okay, that is this one, right? If you found the machine department cost and assembly department cost of 36 lakh 80 and 27 lakh 50, including the individual cost to be correct, X, Y, and Z, and 1 mark for each. This 1 mark and this 1 mark. Okay, all should be correct. Yadu one tappidru agodilla. Yes, 12 lakh, 12 lakh 80, 12 lakh, 36 lakh 80, 15 lakh, 8 lakh, 4 lakh 50, and 27 lakh 50. 1 mark each. So that is total 2 marks. Okay. Next, coming back to absorption costing statement. So if this statement is correct and you've got profit of loss of 7 lakh, profit of 1520, loss of 450, and then profit of 370, including all of it to be right. Yes, then you give 2 marks. Right? You give 2 marks. If it is not perfect, you'll get only 1 mark. That too depending on how much is right. Otherwise, you give 0 a step. Everything is right. 7 lakh, 15 lakh 20, 4 lakh 50, 3 lakh 70. Give 2 marks. So 2 marks for that and 2 marks for working out number 1. Next, cost driver rate. Yes, if you got the cost driver rates correct, you give 2 marks for that. 3.5, 2, 50, 50, and 250. 2 marks, right? Then half of mark, accordingly you deduct. 3.5, 2, 50, 50, 250. Okay. Yes. Next comes activity wise cost. Right. This also, if you've got all of it correct, then 2 marks. Okay. 32 lakh 20. Depending on the number of mistakes, you keep deducting half of mark. 32 lakh 20 for machining services cost. Assembly services cost 22 lakh. Setup cost 4 lakh 50. Order processing cost 3 lakh 60. Purchasing cost 2 lakh. Right? And respective. This is the most important, right? For each product, you have to check 10 lakh 50, 11 lakh 20, 10 lakh 50, 12, 6.4, and then 3.6, 2.25, 1.5, 75, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 0.75, 0.875, 0.375. Okay? Yes, all of this is right. You give 2 marks. Activity wise cost. And then come to the ABC statement, which is the main answer. So if the main answer is correct, you will give 2 marks. Right? 2 marks. Again, 1 mark for each X, Y, and Z and total. Okay. So here you should have got 45 lakh, 72 lakh, 42 lakh, 1 lakh 59, 1 crore 59. And then total cost 51.6, 57.17, 46.52, 1.55. Last one, loss of 6 lakh 60. Profit of 14 lakh 82 500, 4 lakh 52 500, 3 lakh 70. Main answer, mean weightage, always give the final answer. Okay, that has to be right. If everything is right, then only full marks. Only then full marks. Okay, done. Next. Yes, Ravish. Okay. Next, come to the next one. That is budgetary control problem. Here, for computation of this total variable cost for the year, you give 1 mark. 86 lakh 40,000. 86 lakh 40,000. Without that, you cannot find out the selling price. 86 lakh 40,000. Next, variable cost per unit 1080. Similar problem I've done in the class. 86 lakh 40 and the logic wherein you take the variable cost, then you take variable cost per unit and find out what is the number of units. And Harshita, after that, we will use and then find out what is the sales. Okay. So 86 lakh 40, 1 mark. Variable cost per unit you find, that is total variable cost per unit 1080. Done, all of you? 86 lakh 40, 1080. Next, for that 1 mark each. Next, for the first sub question, if you've got the sales units right, you give 1 mark. Selling price per unit, you give 1 mark. Right? Done? Right? 1 mark for 8,000, 1 mark for 1890. Next, production budget in units. If you've got the entire thing right, then you give 3 marks. Production budget in units, 3 marks. 8,500. Right? Next, material purchase budget. If you've got this right, you give 3 marks. That is 51, or do one thing. Idike 2 marks kodi and then make this 4 marks. Because there are 2 here. You make this 2 marks for production budget. Material purchase budget, you make it 4 mark, 2 mark each. 51,500 and 27,000. Done? Aita. Next one we have here, that is generalize each entry. If each of the entry, for each entry you give 1 mark. Each entry 1 mark. Stores ledger control account to cost ledger control account, WIP to manufacturing overhead control account, cost of sales to S&D overhead, wage control account to cost ledger control account, manufacturing overhead control account to wage control account, or they've given another option, manufacturing overhead control account to cost ledger control account. Okay. And then stores ledger to WIP. Right? For that, each 1 mark. Next, cost control versus cost reduction. If you've got 5 differences, then 1 mark each. First one, cost control aims at maintaining the cost in accordance with the established standard. Cost reduction is concerned with reducing the cost. So first one is maintaining, second one is reducing. Okay, those keywords should be there. 1 mark for that. Next, cost control is to attain lowest possible cost. Okay, under existing conditions. Here, change will result in lower cost. So cost reduction recognizes no condition as permanent, since a change will result in lower cost. For this, 1 mark. Next, in case of cost control, emphasis on past and present. Here, present and future. Past and present, here present and future. For that, 1 mark. Next is a preventive function. For that, 1 mark. Here it is a corrective function. Right? Next, cost control ends when targets are achieved. Cost reduction has no visible end. It's a continuous process. No visible end is a continuous process. 1 mark for each. Okay. Next, zero-based budgeting. Right. So here, okay. So first one, zero-based budgeting is defined as, so this one, if you have written this, you get 1 mark for that. A method of budgeting which requires each cost element to be specifically justified. Each cost element should be justified, although the activities, that word, keyword activity should be there. Monne nan theory madoga, I stressed on that activities are defined and all that. Although the activities to which the budget relates are being undertaken for the first time, again here first time should be mentioned, without approval, budget allowance is 0. Okay, this definition for that 1 mark. Next, ZBB is an activity based budgeting system. ABB system, that's the keyword that should be there. Okay. Next, where budgets are prepared. So on each keyword I'm telling, you give 1 mark or half a mark. Okay, depending on whatever I'm highlighting. Okay, activity based budgeting system where budgets are prepared for each activity rather than functional department. Rather than functional department, it is prepared for activities. That is 1 point. Okay, first point and second point is done. Justification in the form of cost benefits of the activity is required to be given. Right. So justification has to be given. For that, you give half a mark. The activities are then evaluated. For this, you give half mark. Right? Justification give half mark. Activities being evaluated and prioritized, you give half mark. Okay. Next, ZBB is suitable for both corporate and non-corporate entities. In case of non-corporate entities like government department, local bodies, not for profit, where these entities need to justify the benefits of extended social programs like midday meals, installation of street lights, provision, etc. So the application, if you have written any application, if you have written, adake you give 1 mark. So estaito istotanka. First one is, I told you 1 mark for this, right? And then I told you activity based 1 mark. So 2 marks, then half and half. So 1 mark, 3 marks for that, 1 mark for this. And last one idike 1 mark. This one involves the following stages. For that, you give 1 mark. Yes, Harshita?
Sir, the question asks us, define zero-based budgeting and mention its various stages.
Stages, correct.
Sir, so basically what I have done is I've defined zero-based budgeting, just the first part, but I haven't written about activity-based budgeting because they had just asked us to define. And what I've done is, since
5 marks here, Harshita suggested. Okay, what you do in your case in stages is an important part there. You can give up to 2 marks for the stages, 1 mark for the definition, but another 2 marks again in solpa theory bardirbeku. Simple. So all of you, 1 mark you give for the definition, 2 marks for the stages, 3 marks, but you should have written some theory. It's 5 marks, no? So 5 marks again, solpa theory, you write.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So what I again here for stages we have written full description, so like 1 page on those.
Oh, okay. What are the stages? So you have how much? 1 page you have written? Only stages?
Sir, almost 1 page. Like including the entire answer is almost 1 page.
Okay. I'll just go to the question again, okay, because you've written it that way, and I'm happy that you've read the theory. Define zero-based budgeting and mention its various stages. Okay, ma, go. You give 4 marks. Okay. So I will not give perfect because I don't want to be. Okay. 4 marks you give, otherwise it's okay.
Sir, in exam, how do we differentiate, sir? Does mention mean
5-mark answers are never one page answers. It will not be 1 page, 2 page, BCom alla idu. Right? It is not BCom. So actually, and in get 3 marks because stages, they just told you mention, and what does the question say? Mention its various stages. Define zero-based budgeting and mention its various stages. So you don't have to elaborately explain so much. I understand that 5 marks ಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ if it written little at least I understand, but ಅಷ್ಟು one page not required.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Next, cost units. Again, this is for 5 marks, right? But only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is there. All 6 are correct, only then you get 5 marks. Right? Otherwise, you will get, even if 1 is wrong, you give 1 mark, you deduct. Artha aita? It will be 1 mark for every wrong answer. 1 mark you deduct for every wrong answer. Aste. Ulta. So, automobile number, steel ton, then here ton or per bag, liter, gallon, kilogram, ton, etc., kilowatt hour, and passenger kilometer. Yes. Heli.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, do we have to give multiple options for one? Like, for example, for chemicals, I've written.
Whichever, how many ever you have written, at least 2, 3 you write. You written only 1, no?
I've written 2 for chemicals, sir.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't write all.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next, activity-based budgeting. Again, this is for 5 marks. So, I think 6 points are there. All 6 you should have written for full marks. Otherwise, like I said, for each point, deduct 1 mark. Activity-based budgeting, analyze resources, resource input or cost for each activity. Okay, what is the input and cost of each activity? Next, it provides a framework, okay, for estimating the amount of resources required in accordance with the budget level of activity. Actual results can be compared. This word comparison should come. That is the main point about budget, with the budgeted results to highlight both in financial and non-financial terms. That's the difference between traditional budget and an activity-based budgeting. So, theory strong idre gottagutte. Okay, non-financial terms, those activities with major discrepancies from budget for potential reduction in supply of resources. It is a planning and control system. Budget bandit takshana, you have to use that word, which seeks to support the objectives of continuous improvement. Right? So planning and control system to support the objective of continuous improvement. That is generally for all the budgets. It means planning and controlling the expected activities of the organization to derive a cost-effective budget that meet forecast workload and agreed strategic goals. This keyword should come. Okay, agreed strategic goals, meet forecast workload and cost-effective budget. ABB is the reversing of the ABC process to produce financial plans and budgets. Okay, this is for 5. So any one you should have asked, any 4 of the 5 marks. Okay, so illi, right, provided you are able to crack that luxury herbal problem, right? Because then it is small, and you know the Rowan plan and Halsey plan also, that's also very small problem. So my suggestion that you should not have missed. Theory, if you're strong to, you should definitely not miss because it's very fast to write, right? In my case, if I would have done purely based on speed and time involved, right, not about the complexity of the problem, then I would have not attended that ABC problem, because that is the lengthiest. If you see that one answer is 3 pages in this, andre in your handwriting 6 pages bandiruttade, just double, right? So in this itself it is around 3, andre at least 4 to 5 pages of answer it be in yours. ABC, correct? Artha agta idya nimge? So when you're reading that first, no, that is the one. That is when you have to understand whether you can solve certain problems or not. If a problem is too short, please be a little careful. And if the marks are high, right, the problem is too short and the marks are high, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎರಡು ಸತಿ ಓದಿ. Just don't think that, oh, it is easy, I'll be able to do it, because then what will happen, it's a hit or a miss, either get full marks or 0, right? So be careful there. If provided you're able to crack that, then my suggestion is that ABC in today's examination paper, ABC is something that you should have avoided because of the time. Avoid andre last al ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು ಅದನ್ನ. Okay. Yes. Shetty sir is there? Okay. You guys have generally, okay. I will just, 1 second. How many of you, just total your papers quickly. Hi, the total. Okay. Generally, you
Yes,
have.
sir.
Okay, before I get into that, any general doubts, don't ask me conceptual doubts here, theory doubts. Adella revision session, I should have attended that. Ali, you could have asked doubts, not here. Here, don't ask me conceptual doubts. Here, from an examination perspective and question paper perspective, in the approach perspective, if you have any questions or something, you can ask. Okay, all of you are clear?
Sir,
Yes.
I have one doubt.
Hey.
Now we have, let's say I am writing the third question, wherein we have 2 sub questions. In the 2 sub questions, I will be knowing only one.
Okay.
But there is ABC also, which I know, but it is lengthy. Now, in this case, what should I do, sir?
Andre, then you have to, from all perspective, the entire question perspective, you have to think the timing. Entire question. See, you have 6 questions, right? Out of which you're supposed to choose 5. Right? Sorry, 4 out of 5, remaining 5. In that 4, for the entire question, what is the time involved? You need to compute and then choose which is the best. It's not that one question is too lengthy, other is too short, and if it compensates and is faster than the other, then you go ahead with that. No. Yes. As a whole, you think. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any other doubts? Anybody? That's it.
Sir, if
Yes.
I'm confident about 2A and I'm little bit less confident about 2B, can I write 2B in the end?
You have to leave
Mentioning
space. You have to leave space there and then come. Don't write 2A in one part of the problem, 2B at the end. Don't do that. Understood? So 2A you solve, then leave some space if you want and then go. Suggested that such questions you attempt little later. Right?
Yes.
In the start, you keep it little continuous only. Right? If that is probably the 4th question or 5th question, you do that. Right? Attempt that as a 4th or a 5th question or something, wherein you leave some space and then come back. But definitely come back, because I'm worried. What if the evaluator think your answer is done because you left spaces in between? Right? They will not. They normally check, but I'm just saying, right? So be careful. Even if they're worst case, say you don't get the time to come back and do this, please write PTO, right? Please turn on the bariri so that he sees. Otherwise, it's dangerous. And then scratch out the blanks. Okay.
Yes.
Blank papers in between you shouldn't keep. You should scratch it out if at all it is there. By mistake, say while flipping in between, 2 pages you turned over. Later on when you're checking, you get to know you have to scratch it out. Don't keep blank. It's not ethical. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ethical ಅಲ್ಲ? ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಬರ್ದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? So you scratch it. Be ethical. Okay. Yes. Follow the rules. While answering theory, should we make it like bullet points or paragraph should be? Bullet points is more okay. Sunil, give as far as possible. Give side headings. Okay. Whenever your ICS study material has side headings, preferred you write side headings. Otherwise, also give a side heading better. Yes, sir. Hi, sir. I think sir, do network.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Good, sir. Good.
ಕೆಲಸ ಇದೆಯಾ?
Yes, sir.
ಅದೇ ನನಗೆ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಏನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್.
Anybody else has any other doubts? No? Okay. I think after sir enters, then we can stop the YouTube live recording and then we'll discuss. Okay, quickly. Then you have to start preparing for your next paper.
Hi, sir.
Hi, sir. Hi.
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hi, sir.
I have some network issue. I'm audible now, all of you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
None of you are eligible to me except Aman, Anjana, Deepika. Call no.
Only I can. Okay.
Better video. You're able to see me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಆಫ್ ಆಯ್ತು ವಿಡಿಯೋ.
Audible. Okay. How are you all? How are you, sir?
ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಸರ್, ಗ್ರೇಟ್.
How is life?
ಗುಡ್ ಸರ್.
ಬೇರೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಆಫ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ದೇ ವಾಲ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಆನ್. ಅಯ್ಯೋ, ನೀವು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಜನ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಇವಾಗ.
ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀನಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾರಿಗೊತ್ತು. Okay, so how many of you crossed 100? Ingate, how was the paper?
For you, should this be on YouTube live or?
Let me know, Bala. ನಾನು ಕೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದ್ರೆ.
Yes sir, I'll do it.
ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ಲೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ನೀವು. ಈಗ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಇಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಕಾಲ್ ನಿಂದು ಪ್ರದೀಮ್ನ?
ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ಯಾ? ಅಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು, ಏರಿಯಾ ಕೇಳಿದಲ್ಲ, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ಯಲ್ಲ ನೀನು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ how many of you got above 90 fasting? I'm audible?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, what is top score? Did you analyze the scores?
Really sir, I did. I was waiting for you to come.
Okay, right. First question, compulsory question. How many of you got 15 and above? Quick, raise the hand. Reaction. 15 and above. Compulsory question only. Okay, good. Decent. Yes, question number 2. Sridevi ಬಂದವರು ಇತ್ತು, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನೋಡಿದಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ. Yeah. Second question. How many of you got 15 and above? Second question ಯಾವ್ದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇತ್ತದು? ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, process and this thing one.
Okay, process costing. Okay. Now sixth question, theory and one journal entries ಅಲ್ಲ, cost bookkeeping. Yes. How many of you got sixth question 15 and above? ठीक है. Good, very good. Right, next. How many of you left second question? Aman sir ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರಿ second question ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. How many of you left second question? Because you have choice ಅಲ್ವಾ. Second question ಯಾವ್ದಿತ್ತು? ಒಂದು process costing ಇತ್ತು.
Process costing and overheads distribution summary.
Okay, right. Lower the hands. Okay. Second question ಅಲ್ಲಿ how many of you got 15 and above? 15 and above in second question. Okay. Lower the hands. Third question ಯಾವುದು ಸರ್?
Third question cost bookkeeping ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು overhead rate.
Okay. How many of you got 15 and above? ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ಉಳಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. Next. Question number 4.
Service costing and labor costing. Employee costing.
Employee costing, okay. 15 and above, na? Anyway, service costing and labor costing should never be left, irrespective of how much marks you get. It should be easy normally. So it looks like many people have got the good marks. Okay, lower the hand. Next fifth question.
ABC and budgetary control.
Okay, how many of you have got 15 and above? In fifth question, 15 and above. Arshita, but only question turn ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
Because you read that only once, that's what I could see. Okay, fair enough. Now, second question probably I think would have been the questions many people have left. How many of you have left second question? Or the last question as a choice? How many of you left second question? Okay, how many of you left third question? Third question ಯಾವುದು ಇದು?
Third cost bookkeeping ಮತ್ತೆ overhead rate ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿತ್ತು. That is a little, if you have not solved earlier, it's not easy to solve overhead rate.
Sir?
Yeah. Wait, don't lower your hands. Question number 3. Most of you left because of the question 3B, is it? Whoever has left? 3B.
Sorry, I'm facing a lot of issues. I'm audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
The third question, ಯಾವ್ದು
Sir, ಒಂದು cost bookkeeping, sorry, question cost bookkeeping and overhead rate, factory overhead rate ಮೇಲೆ cost
Okay.
combination of introduction and that.
So fine. I think so. The choice should have been between second and third. So what we have to analyze is what question you have to attempt, what question you should not attempt. So each question paperly, second and third question only choice. Second question, because it will have been a little lengthy and stuff. Yeah. So third question, if you think you are not prepared on it, it's fine. Fair enough. Okay. How many of you have crossed 80? Total 80 plus in costing? It's not so start paper. I don't think so. I went through the paper. I don't remember the order. So, okay. How many of you cost 70? Yes, Banto? Anjana?
79.5.
Ayyo. First honesty, madam. 80. That means 80. Very good. You are the top scorer. Pratyumna?
74.5.
74.5. 75. Okay, good. Ashwardhan?
76.
76. Ashita?
75, sir.
ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ವಾಕಿನಲ್ಲೂ 75 ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀನು
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೆ ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ
ನೋಡಿ ಅದೇ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ
ನೋಡಿದ್ದೆ
ಭೂಮಿಕಾ ಬಿವಿ
71 sir
71 okay good so I don't know why people are not crossed 80 plus should have been a better marks okay ಇಲ್ಲಿ okay lower the hand how many have got 60 and above
60 and above even you are included Harshita
no lower the hand 60 to 70 ಮಾತ್ರ okay 50 and above 40 and above 40 and above you 50 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದವರು ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ okay okay ठीक है lower the hand how many of you could attempt all the 5 questions is your hand perfectly completely 5 questions
ಅಂದ್ರೆ it's not 5A and not writing 5B ಅಲ್ಲ
5AB ಎರಡು full ಎಲ್ಲ ಯಾರಿಗಾಗಿದೆ that is one of the big problem as I was telling ಪ್ರತಿ ಸರ್ತಿ costing ಅಲ್ಲಿ time management is a major issue evident again okay time management is a major issue okay lower the hand how many of you have done 4 to 4.5 questions how many could attempt 4 and 4.5 Ipa ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ 4 4.5 4 still you have to improve ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು 50 Deepa 54 ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಉಪವಾಸ ಓನ ಉಪವಾಸ so 54 is good but still you should have gone beyond that okay fair enough so all of you should know now where you're losing the marks 1 mark makes the difference 1 question sorry 1 mark alla 1 question so improve your speed because now costingally you must attempt 4.5 plus 5 is actually doable aram say but still since we are finding it little still slow you have to make it the speed is the essence very very important improve the pace costing and practice wherever you thought you had done a mistake sir would have told no adana improve madkoli and the selection of a question not to be selected is very crucial in every subject not just in accounts you would have seen last 1 or 2 years I'm spending more time on that because the concerned faculty would have spent time on what you should do what you should not do but I might focus now is what is that question you should not have selected okay because either it's a time consuming or if you don't know anything I've already told you this in accounts I repeat this same principle what I discussed in accounts should be applicable here assuming okay first point is question number 1 and question number 6 you don't have a choice you must do it question number 1 is compulsory by CNC question number 6 which I strongly recommend for 2 reasons even you know the best of the best first 5 questions still you may not get as good marks as question number 6 especially a question like this where there's a 5 marker with a cakewalk entries and out of the balance 4 theory or right 3 theory to the point, and they're all easy theory, cost control versus cost reduction. I just went through the paper, so it is easy. So 6th question, unless you don't know more than 2 or 3 theory, then only you may have to skip the 6th question. Otherwise, you must attempt 6th question. So I repeat, first question in your compulsory. You may not have to start at the beginning. Okay. 6th question, Anna, you have to leave it only if when you know only 2 or 3 questions out of 5. If you know 3 and above questions, compulsory attempt 6th question. Okay. 3 if you know perfectly. 1 question, even if you know partially, you must attempt that 6th question. You should not leave it. Then other questions you have to select, take a choice. A, B, C, I may normally skip if it is a time consuming. Activity based costing. Overhead chapter, if it is time consuming, I may skip. Process cost, again, don't leave this chapter for study purpose. I'm talking from the attempting point of view. Process costing, again, if it is too much time consuming, sometimes 2 process they ask last examination. Okay, 2 process with 3 steps. It will not be, otherwise 10 mark. 10 marker it is not. If it is 20 marks, again, be careful. If it is 20 marks, there may be very rarely in costing affiliate they ask 1 question for 20 marks. They will always ask 10 marker, 5 marker, etc. Whereas if they ask process costing, especially equivalent production, for 10 marks, especially FIFO, it is not worth taking up because it is too much time consuming. Probably joint products somewhere, it may be time consuming sometimes, not all the questions are joint products, fine. Whereas the questions you must attempt, material, formula based, labor, formula based, then marginal costing you must attempt, standard costing also you must attempt, being schedules of 20, cap 20, because they're all easy to score, okay. So other topics, depending upon, assuming in 3A and 3B, you know 3A, but 3B partially know. 4A and 4B, okay. Again, 4A you know, 4B you know partially. So you have to select based on the time taken. So if you know both 4A, 4B, both you know, there's no question of selecting 3A or 3B when you know partially. Whereas if you know 3A fully, 3B partially, 4A fully, 4B partially, so vice versa, then you have to select that question which you can fetch you more mark in lesser time. That's the way you should do it, and practice theory to the point and make some very best possible note for the theory, repetitive theory, keep it 1.5 days only, at least half day you should spend on theory. So that during the examination holidays, so 2 to 3 hours, okay, you must spend on the theory so that you can get a out of it. This is the plan. And you must aim at 100. Costing has become very easy. Last time also examination was very easy, but nobody's crossed 90 plus so easily in costing. So valuation will be reasonably standard. That's why take care of the same. Take care of the same. Okay. Now there is a slight change in the schedule. We should have had EIS today, but due to some personal reasons, Narasar is not able to take the session today. So you relax, start preparing for auditing from tomorrow. Okay. So the next subject is the auditing. Probably next week I will be taking income tax or advanced accounting. Okay. So we have 7 days for your auditing. 7 days. So exactly. So after 7 days, next Tuesday will be your auditing mock test. Okay. So that is same day evening or the next day will be I will be doing either advanced accounting or income tax, which I let you know because RTPs have been released. Now all of you are aware that RTPs we are waiting for RTP. RTP of income tax is also released. So we'll be doing the same. So May 23 people rigorously, the full focus, prepare only for CA. I'm sure you're not writing BCom examination. November 23 people, you may have BCom exam in between. Okay. You're writing the BCom examination. Give little importance to BCom exam. Prepare at least. BCom will fail already. So don't fail in BCom. Prepare. At least today, tomorrow, read and go. And side by side again, read. Okay, for the CA exam itself. So during that BCom examination days, if the mock test falls, I may alter the examination dates for those BCom students. I repeat, for May 23 people, there's no change in the schedule. If you're assuming mock test falls on Tuesday, Tuesday is the mock test because I have a reason to believe that either you're complete BCom or you do not have BCom exam. Whereas those who are having BCom examination, that is the mock test of auditing is on coming Tuesday. On that day, BCom exam is there. I will give you 1 day reshuffle here and there. There is no exemption from writing the mock test. Is it clear? All of it clear? Yes. And BCom exam students, even if you get little lesser in mock test also, it will be okay, but attempt. At least by attempting the mock test, you'll get to know where you do the mistake, etc. You can be better prepared for the next mock test because immediately after this series, we'll be having 1 more mock test series for November 23. Okay. 1 more mock test series which is going to start. Is it clear? Immediately, not later. Immediately somewhere in April, May. Okay. That's it. Anything else? ಅಷ್ಟೇನಾ? ಏನೋ ಮಾತಾಡಕ್ಕಿದ್ಯಾ, ಕೇಳಕ್ಕಿದ್ಯಾ? ಇದ್ರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಏನಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇದೊಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ, you can share with your friends. Become with the CA Foundation batch. We may start depending upon the what do you call number of registrations. So this is about a summer camp registration is going on. 10th ಒಳಗೆ registration ಆದಾಗ based on that we will decide about the April batch, otherwise straight away June or July batch. So this CA inter, some of your friends, office mates, etc. You can tell them the best timings have been decided now. Okay, so 6:45 to 9:15 in the morning and 7:30 to 9:40. 3 days off in the evening. So probably I think it suits everyone. You may share this poster also. Okay, this is about our achievement. Okay. Take care of your health also. Weather conditions ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಆ ಕಡೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು especially those who are in Bangalore, it's nothing special. Okay, it's a very common one. Okay, take care. Ode Ashita Bhat Paduru.
Yes, sir. Due to space constraints, Mangalasutra will be tied later.
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಹೋದ ಬೇಡ Ashita ನಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ.
It is my area. I beg here. I don't want to see you here again.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ವಾ ಗರ್ಲ್ಸ್? ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಬಿಗ್ಗರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ನೋ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಓದೆ see the photo.
The contractor got confused between Swachh Bharat and Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas.
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಇದು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ठीक है, quickly 1 minute question by Sunila Darshita Bhatt.
Okay, sir. Sir, I just wanted to inform that I think our Bangalore City University dates have been
announced. That will discuss the general class.
Yes, sir.
Postponed for April May na
21st anta, sir. 20th 21st.
March. ठीक है, enjoy. Share that schedule. Only yes, your examination schedule you send. Don't send the entire university schedule. Yes, Sanskrit, Arabic, adela bekagilla. Next.
Okay, sir.
Sunil.
Sir, while solving the question paper, suddenly like it got blank. Like next step pain anta suddenly black ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. But ಅವಾಗಲೇ time waste ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Instead of thinking further, ಅಲ್ಲೇ pass ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. So how to overcome from the teammate?
Yoga and meditation. Next. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಗೋದು, ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಆಗೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೆಸರಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಎರಡೇ ರೀಸನ್. ಒಂದು ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್. ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಇರೋದು, ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಇರೋದು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆದವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೆಸರಿ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೆಡಿಟೇಷನ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಔಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು breathe in, breathe out ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ if there are short gulps etc, they should not go inside your nostril. ಅದೇ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ that should not happen. ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ವಿತೌಟ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಎನಿ ನಾಯ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಗಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಈ ಕುಂಭಕರ್ಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿರಲ್ಲ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂತ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಔಟ್. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೋದ್ರೆ ಅಗೇನ್ ದೇ ಮೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಬ್ರೆತ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ರೀತ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಬಟ್ ಹಂಗಂತ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ಡೀಪ್ ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಎಬ್ಬಿಸಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಅದು ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡೋದು. ಲೀವ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್, ಗೋ ಟು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು, ಬಾಯ್. ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ, ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗೆತ್ತವನೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು, ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಏನೋ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಾಂಗ್, ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚಮಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. 20 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 18 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ, 2 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಸಲ ಹಂಗಾಗಿತ್ತು. 20 ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ 2 ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಅದೊಂದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಒಂದು ಆಡಿಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ, ಸರ್ ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾರಂತ. ಸರಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಿ 100 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಆ ತರ. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇಸ್ CA ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಆ ತರ 20 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಓಕೆ, ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಅಮನ್ ಸರ್. ಬಾಯ್, ಸಂಜಯ್, ಗಾಡ್ ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು. ಮಸ್ತ್ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅಮನ್ ಸರ್ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?